Welcome back to Art with Miss Rickard. Today we are going to be learning all about portraits and what is a portrait. To get started, let's take a look at this photograph. We quite clearly see this man in the front, Cesar Santos. He must be an artist. He's holding a paintbrush and he's working on canvas to create a painting. But let's look at that painting. Here we see a woman, and she looks very much like this lady sitting next to the painting. What's happening here is that Cesar Santos, the artist, is making a painting of a real-life woman. When this happens, we have a portrait. A portrait is an image, picture, or work of art showing a real person. Now, there are several types of portraits. Let's talk about basic three. The first portrait, and by the way, thank you to our former president for helping me with this. The first portrait is a basic portrait, where you take a drawing, a coloring, a painting, or even a sculpture of a real person, and you create art of them. Next, we have a group portrait. Group portraits show more than one person. And finally, the most fun is sometimes the self-portrait. You can get a little silly with these. These are also known as selfies. Thank you, Mr. President. But here are some things you need to remember. Portraits are never cartoon characters. Nope, they're just not real. They're also not movie characters. Even though actors and actresses are real people, their movie characters are not. Sorry, Spider-Man. Also, book characters. We love reading books. We love the characters in them. But when we draw these characters, we are not actually drawing a portrait because these characters are not real. And we also have video game characters. Gotta love those video games, but the characters within them are not real. So when we draw them, we're not actually creating a portrait. And lastly, if you like to use your imagination, well, that's great, but imaginary people don't make portraits either. The thing you should remember about portraits is that portraits must always be of real people. Okay. Time for some practice. I want you to go find an adult. Ask them to borrow a camera or even a smartphone for just a little while. Tell them you want to take 3 pictures. Now, what in the world are we going to do with those 3 pictures? Well, we're going to have some fun. First off, you are going to take a self-portrait. That's right, boys and girls. You're going to take a picture of yourself. You can be as silly with this as you want to be. Secondly, I want you to find someone to take a portrait of. In this case, I used my little girl. And lastly, we're going to have some fun with this, and I want you to create a group portrait. Take a picture of more than one person. It's okay if you were in this picture, but you do not have to be. Then, the next step is to turn in your pictures online. That's right. You send me a copy of those pictures and you're finished. It's as easy as that. I can't wait to see the type of portraits you collect. I look forward to seeing them. If you have any questions, of course, let me know. And until next time, go have some fun.